Welcome friends, family, super excited to be here today. What I would like to do is just share with you what it looks like to go through the listing process with a professional. Now, when I say a professional, I mean somebody who has experience in listing properties and most importantly, getting them sold. I'll take you through the process now. So the first thing when working with a listing professional is there's going to be a call on the front end. And that we would call this a pre-qual. And hopefully that listing agent is going to ask you some very important questions to make sure that you two are on the same page and that they're able to help find out what your motivation is. Why are you selling? Uh, what are you thinking as a fair market value for your property? When you sell, where do you want to go? Why are you wanting to go there? So helping determine your motivation so that listing professional can get you from where you are to where you want to be. The next thing, they're going to ask some questions about your home. Then they're going to be able to put together a comparative market analysis, what we call a CMA in our world. What is a comparative market analysis? A comparative market analysis is very similar to what an appraiser will do. Definitely not exactly what an appraiser will do, but it's very similar. And it's going to help you find the current fair market value. What we're going to do is we're going to take homes that are similar to yours, and we're going to compare it to homes that are currently on the market and then those that have sold in the last 12 months. That will help us determine where the current fair market value is. We're going to send that over to you on the front end so that way you can review it, see if you have any questions. We're going to call you the day before coming out, make sure that you received the CMA. Also, a lot of times we'll send out some references and a team packet so that you can see how we're going to best serve you. But then after the call, to make sure the appointment's still set, then we're going to meet. This is the exciting part. We show up and we're going to take a good look at your home, go through it with the eyes of a buyer, because we want to be able to see anything that might stand out to a buyer. An example is maybe there'll be a stain on the ceiling and we need to point that out. That's probably, well, we just put a new roof on, we just didn't paint that stain. Well, I think that we should probably go ahead and take care of that before we go too far with pictures and getting this on the market, because unfortunately a buyer might see that and get a little startled, even though you just put a new roof on it a year ago. And then we're going to review that comparative market analysis to walk through it so that you can see where the suggested price came from and how we come to that price, and homes that are currently on the market, where our competition is, how many are on the market right now. If we want to sell this home in the next 30 days, 90 days, then what do we got to be priced at to make sure that we can not leave any money on the table, maximize our price, and get it done in a reasonable time. After that, we're going to walk through the paperwork. There's a listing agreement. Generally, those are for 6 months. Then we're going to go through a confirmation of agency. It really just says who's working for you. After that, a T and res, kind of go through there. You mark the items that are going to stay, and then it says after that, are you seller aware of any defects or malfunctions in any of the following? For the most part, those are going to be no's. If there was a yes, you would check it and explain what it is. Maybe it's a problem with the heating and cooling, something that took place, and you just be honest. It's being very neighborly. There's one in there now we have for wire fraud. Unfortunately, when you list a home, some scammers will call and try to get you to wire them money. Now, of course, you should not send anybody any money without speaking to your agent, and you're selling the property. People should be wiring you money. You shouldn't be wiring anybody money. But unfortunately, because of the fraudulence of this day and age, we're going to ask you to sign a paper saying that the listing agent professional told you that. And then a disclaimer. A disclaimer basically says that you've hired a real estate professional to represent you, but they don't do home inspections, boundary lines. They don't know who lives in neighborhoods. That's not why you've hired that professional. You've hired that professional to market in hopes of getting the best price for your property and getting that job done as efficiently as possible. Also, the buyer's going to sign this. And so when the buyer signs it, it's basically, in my opinion, it's kind of like reading the buyer their rights. You've got the right to get a home inspection. You got a right to Google search who lives in the neighborhood. And that really kind of takes the liability off the seller, is what that disclaimer does, in my opinion. Now, once we've approved all that paperwork, and again, that's about a 40 to 45-minute time frame, can be a little longer, can be a little shorter. Then After that, we're going to have a professional photographer come out. They're going to take great pictures of your home. They're going to take, if it's appropriate, they're going to do um, drone pictures so you can see what's around the property and the acreage and all that. I think that's super important. Do good floor plans of your property so that way, one of the biggest complaints we have from people that are coming from out of states, like we really can't see how big the rooms are. We'll get measurements of it and do a good floor plan. These are all things that a professional real estate listing specialist is going to do for you. Um, Hey, if we can ever give you a hand in any way, please don't hesitate. Give us a call. We'd love to speak to you more about that. And also, if you're thinking about selling your home, right now, we're offering a free comparative market analysis. Again, this is similar to what an appraiser would do, but not exact. We can give you a pretty accurate assessment of the value of your home. That's absolutely free. Give us a call, 931 283 2312. Thank you.